Some of the greatest voices in American music history came out of Nashville and the honky-tonks of the rural South.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
They built careers that spanned decades, filled arenas, and burned themselves into the memories of millions of devoted fans. But talent and legacy do not stop the clock. And for some country legends, the road has taken a toll that no tour bus can fix. If country music history means something to you, consider subscribing to the Rewind Rogue so you never miss a video like this. These are 10 old country stars who, by almost any honest measure, should never tour again. Number 10. Willie Nelson.
Leather boots are still in style from endless footwear.
At 91 years old, Willie Nelson is the most remarkable and the most reckless case on this list. He has been canceling shows for years due to serious respiratory illness, having acknowledged a lung condition that left him struggling to breathe at altitude and in cold air. Yet he continues to announce tour dates, and devoted fans continue to buy tickets, often only to have performances postponed or cut short without warning.
And I would not have found you, angel flying too close to the ground.
His voice, once a warm, unhurried instrument unlike anything else in country music, now drifts noticeably off-pitch at moments that would have been effortless 50 years ago. He has given the world a staggering catalog, from Crazy to On the Road Again to Red-Headed Stranger. Nobody questions his genius, but watching a frail man in his 10th decade climb onto a stage in conditions his doctors have reportedly warned against is not a celebration. It is something closer to a farewell that refuses to end.
White lightning's still the biggest thrill of all.
Number 9. Loretta Lynn. She passed away in October of 2022, but the years immediately before her death told a story worth remembering. Loretta Lynn suffered a serious stroke in May of 2017, which left her with physical limitations that never fully resolved. She fell and broke her hip not long after, a compounding injury at an age and condition that made recovery slow and incomplete. Despite all of that, she kept attempting to return to the stage. The desire was genuine and deeply moving.
Rock the babies at night and read the Bible by the cold oil light.
The results were uneven in ways that troubled her most devoted followers. Lynn had built her name on a raw, unfiltered delivery that came straight from the coal mining hollows of Butcher Holler, Kentucky. She was coal miner's daughter. She was real in a way that very few performers ever managed. Her final public performances deserved a gentler setting than a touring stage, and the industry that loved her should have done more to protect what she had built.
Daddy loved and raised their kids on a miner's pay.
Number 8. Merle Haggard.
Silver wing, slowly fading out of sight.
In his final years, Merle Haggard was fighting lung cancer while still insisting on playing dates across the country. He passed away on April 6th of 2016, which happened to be his 79th birthday, and the timing felt like the final verse of a song only he could have written. In the months before his death, Haggard canceled and rescheduled tours repeatedly as his health deteriorated. But between those cancellations, he stepped back onto stages and delivered performances that were, by all accounts, a shadow of the commanding presence that had defined Mama Tried and Okie from Muskogee and The Fugitive.
Knowing where I'm bound, no one can change my mind, but Mama tried.
His band was loyal, his fans were devoted, but the concerts were shadowed by worry rather than joy. Haggard was among the most original and uncompromising voices the genre ever produced, and his final touring years deserved a more graceful close than the one circumstance allowed him.
Door open, that just had to be an exit.
Number 7. Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers passed away in March of 2020, but the decade before his death had already made a compelling case that his touring days should have ended much sooner. Rogers underwent a round of facial plastic surgeries that left him looking noticeably altered, something he addressed openly and with characteristic good humor. More significantly, his voice, which had given the Gambler and Islands in the Stream and Lucille their weathered, intimate quality, became increasingly unreliable in live settings.
Now every gambler knows the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away.
He mounted a final farewell tour called The Gambler's Last Deal that stretched across several years beginning around 2015. And while the concerts drew crowds who wanted one last chance to see a legend, the performances were met with mixed reviews. Rogers was a warm and generous performer, and he understood better than most how to connect with a room. But there is a difference between a graceful farewell and an extended goodbye, and his final years on the road blurred that line considerably. Number 6. Glen Campbell.
Getting cards and letters from people I don't even know. Yes, and offers coming on.
Perhaps no story on this list cuts deeper than Glen Campbell's farewell tour. In June of 2011, Campbell announced publicly that he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Rather than stepping away from performing, he launched a farewell tour that ran for well over a year and eventually became the subject of a documentary film. The concerts were, by turns, extraordinary and heartbreaking.
Me and little brother were joined right in there. In the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the...
Campbell could still play guitar at a level that stunned audiences. His voice retained flashes of the brilliance that had made Rhinestone Cowboy and Wichita Lineman and Galveston endure for generations. But there were moments on stage where the disease intruded visibly, where he lost his place or spoke to bandmates with confusion that no performer would want preserved on film. His family and band surrounded him with love throughout. The decision to tour was deeply personal and fiercely debated. Campbell passed away in August of 2017.
It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk.
Before we continue, drop a comment and let us know where you are watching from. It is always great to hear from country music fans across the country. Number 5. Charlie Daniels.
If you ever go back into Woody Swamp Way, you better not go at night. There's things out there.
Charlie Daniels suffered a significant stroke in January of 2010, and the fact that he returned to performing afterward was a testament to his extraordinary stubbornness and his genuine love for live music. He kept touring with the Charlie Daniels Band almost until the year of his death, which came in July of 2020 from a hemorrhagic stroke. In his final years on the road, Daniels was performing well into his 80s, hauling his fiddle and his outsized personality onto stages across America for fairs, festivals, and concert venues with a schedule that would have exhausted men decades younger.
Pour me another one, I finish with the other one, I'm thinking my baby goodbye. Pour me another.
The Devil Went Down to Georgia had made him a household name, and he wore that legacy with pride and zero pretension. But the physical demands of touring at that age and in that condition were considerable, and those close to him knew the road was taking something from him that rest at home might have preserved a little longer. Number 4. Jimmy Buffett.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
Jimmy Buffett passed away in September of 2023 from Merkel cell carcinoma, a rare and aggressive form of skin cancer that he had been managing for around 4 years before his death. What is striking is how long he continued to tour and perform while fighting that illness. He was on the road and on the stage well into his final year, maintaining a schedule that his devoted Parrothead following celebrated even as those close to him reportedly urged more caution.
Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top.
Buffett had built something genuinely unique, not just a music career, but a whole lifestyle brand built around Margaritaville and the fiction of permanent tropical ease. His fans loved him with an intensity that bordered on religious devotion. But the final performances, viewed now with the knowledge of what he was carrying, feel less like celebrations than they do like acts of sheer defiance against an illness that deserved more of his rest and attention. Number 3. Crystal Gayle.
Let me take you to that wonderland that only two can share.
Crystal Gayle, born in January of 1951 and the younger sister of Loretta Lynn, built one of the most distinctive careers in country music on the strength of a silken soprano voice that crossed over effortlessly into pop territory. Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue remains one of the most recognized country songs of the 1970s. She still performs today, decades after that peak, And therein lies the difficulty.
Don't I make my brown eyes blue?
The voice that once floated effortlessly across octaves now carries the unmistakable strain of age, and the gap between what audiences hear and what they remember from her recorded catalog can be genuinely jarring. Gayle has been performing since her teen years, which means she has given an enormous portion of her life to stages and touring. That kind of longevity deserves every bit of the respect it has earned. But the live performances of recent years suggest that the instrument she built her name on has found its natural limits. Number 2. George Jones.
Yes, I'm doing all right, except I can't sleep.
By the time George Jones passed away in April of 2013, he had already survived enough to fill several lifetimes of hard-luck country songwriting. His voice, considered by many to be the greatest pure instrument the genre ever produced, had endured decades of drinking, personal chaos, and physical decline, and yet it retained an almost supernatural quality well into his old age.
I found the bottom of the bottle. Oh,
But his final touring years, stretching into his early 80s, were shadowed by health problems, canceled shows, and the kind of on-stage fatigue that is difficult to watch in someone who once delivered "He Stopped Loving Her Today" with the emotional precision of a surgeon. Jones himself admitted late in life that the road had cost him things he could never recover. He gave everything to his music. His audiences wanted everything he had left. That combination does not always serve a legend well. Number 1. Dolly Parton. Ending this list with Dolly Parton is not an insult. It is something closer to a gentle, affectionate word of caution from the millions of fans who have adored her across more than 6 decades. Born in January of 1946 in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, Parton has announced on several occasions that she is winding down her touring years, only to reappear on stages for special events and residencies that remind the world exactly why she became one of the most beloved entertainers in American history. Her voice is still recognizable, still warm, still entirely her own. But she herself has acknowledged that the full grind of touring no longer fits the life she wants to lead. Jolene, I Will Always Love You, and Coat of Many Colors belong to the American Songbook permanently. Dolly Parton has earned every right to let those songs live in the recordings and step away from the road whenever she's ready.